And a Neymar.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Even in defense, you look at a Pepe and Thiago Silva.
Yes, a Pepe and a Thiago Silva. Or you can just get to see how good the team can be.
Yeah.
And when you look at even the signings that Vipers made,
yeah.
I remember Brighton Ukani, in the very first game he played for Vipers,
against
he made
Police.
an assist.
Yeah.
And he put up a stunning performance in that one. They just brought in a young lad from Angola called Tavares.
Yeah, Tavares.
Tavares is also another good player down at Vipers.
Hope he's fleet-footed. He's
yes.
going to give us, because the problem with Ugandan football is that maybe Vipers fans down there, for them, yesterday was a little different. They scored 5 goals and it was good to watch. But at times you watch a game of your team play, they score 3 goals to 0, but there is nothing you can take back home. You can't take back anything home to tell your family that, you know what, I've been watching Michael Senfuma Luanda, the guy has been putting on a lactic sports kit.
Yeah.
He looked decent. Talk the football, Michael. Okay?
Yes. Still talking about the issue of Vipers, when you look at Dr. Lawrence Mulindwa, the day he was unveiling the 2 coaches, that is Roberto Oliveira and Cardozo, he managed to tell the press that he's looking up to a team that will score goals that are evident. Games that have a build-up.
In vernacular,
yes. By the way, if at all you go down and watch the highlights of the Wakiso Giants and Vipers game, you can get to see that the birds were at peace. We didn't see very many flying balls in that one, which I really loved. I love the fact that a gentleman in Karim Watambala is always given a chance and he puts up a great performance. The same applies to Siraje Sentamu, one of the veteran Vipers player.
And just stick it out there. Veteran players and unsung hero at that club.
By the
he
way.
does many things, many small things that
way.
we hardly see. But tell you what, the players, the Sentamus of this world, the Orits of this world, the Manzokis of this world, know that that man plays a very big role for us in the middle of the park.
Yes, by the way, Siraje Sentamu was one of those players I thought Coach Mitchell would think about on his return to the Uganda Cranes duty, but he didn't think about him, and instead he summoned David Bagole. But even David Bagole's great performance depends on Siraje Sentamu's anchoring, because he's a very good Matic. He does that anchoring and tempo controlling of the game, which I really think.
Did you watch Guardiola play football?
I watched some highlights, but I didn't watch him live.
Yeah, he was a great man. He controlled both midfields, both teams in the middle of the park. He knew when the other team needed to be slowed down, and he did that. He controlled the ball very slowly, played a square pass, they returned to him, he held on to it, turned around, passed it on the left. That is what they call holding the middle.
That is why he has managed to create for us players like Kevin De Bruyne, who are also doing the same. He's managed to prepare for us
the Silvers of this world.
The Silvers of this world. Sergio Busquets. Sergio Busquets
is one of the best in the world.
Plays just that.
Just like him, by the way. He was a replica of his manager, former manager.
Not forgetting Xavi.
Absolutely.
Xavi
but
was
let's talk
also
the Ugandan league. Talk the Ugandan league. So we're only just gone to Europe, and now we've got to come back at it.
We are trying to shed a picture for Ugandans out there to understand which Siraje Sentamu we are talking about.
You're wonderful.
Yes.
Which schools did you go to?
I went to... Why should we go there? We have to stick to the football, because some people might think I'm really biased, but because of the flair on the pitch, I just have to speak good for the Vipers team.
Okay, so Vipers beat up on their opponents 5-0. That game ended, and they go top of the table surely in 7 points, and I'm certain they look favourites. To do this, they've got the bragging rights, and now they have created that fear factor amongst the teams. But we can't leave that game by and talk about the referee, who did something that I've never seen in this world. Goalkeeper has a yellow card already and doesn't show him the red to go off that field after that foul on Watambala. Was it Watambala or was it Orit? One of the two. It was goalkeeper to beat, and the goalkeeper purely slashed the man off, and there was a yellow card dished out. That was not being fair to the sport and protecting guys that do it all to entertain the fans, because running towards a goalkeeper the way that lad did is one that is done by a few guys in this world, and you've got to have a big heart and head. Yes,
when it comes to the issue of playing in the box, the goalkeeper has 90%.
It was out of the area.
Yes. When it comes to the issue of playing inside the box, the goalkeeper has 90% chances to be protected by the referee. But once the goalkeeper skips and goes past the arc, of the box, we just get to see that the player, the outfield player, should be protected by the referee. This time around, I wonder why the referee gave us a Graham Paul stunt, because even Graham Paul did that at a major tournament. I remember issuing a yellow card
two yellow cards
to Michael Essien twice in a single fixture, which
not sent off.
Yeah, which continued to create very many questions. So here comes the referee who had a lot of pressure on him when it came to the issue of the style of play of the Wakiso Giants team and then the Vipers team. You know, whenever the game has high intensity, it continues to check.
But they're human. Referees. Yeah, they're human. I think they're human.
Yes, it continues to check out on the referee.
Because at least we've seen, like you've talked of Graham Paul at the biggest, grandest of stages.
Yes.
He messes up. How about a man in Uganda? We're not condoning that act, but they are human. They can err like all of us can do.
But it also goes back to the fourth official. Because the fourth official has to watch closely and have much fitness when it comes to the issue of reminding his counterparts on pitch. Remember, the others are running up and down, following up on the ball and incidents that are happening. But the fourth official, you're down at the stand, waiting just alongside the coaches. So you don't have a lot of donkey work to do. You have to watch over, record different yellow cards and red cards. That is why we are also looking at the issue of VAR as an introduction in Africa. Otherwise, we are going to see referees being banned day in, day out due to poor performance.
They talked of a VAR in Africa, but I'm certain it's going to be a little bit challenging for us. Who's going to foot the bill for VAR down at my home ground in Entebbe? That is going to be a question.
Remember even the communication. They don't have the talkbacks, which are
I think they'll get the talkbacks. Only that maybe the talkbacks in Uganda won't cover the distance like the VARs in the European leagues or elsewhere in the world do, because you've got a game here at Uganda Broadcasting Corporation TV. VAR is in Arua, so that is a little difficult. We may have to find that VAR will have to be created a room at the very venue or a small car in which they sit and watch TV like we're doing, and maybe.
So we shall have to have a VAR van at every stadium. That means we need about 8 trucks.
That is going to be very
difficult pass out on the issue of VAR.
It's going to be, but of course, it wasn't Vipers alone in action yesterday against Wakiso. Wakiso Giants now losing their second game in a row. They lost to KCCA 3-0, and those goals they shipped yesterday are 5-8. They've conceded in 2 games. A lot of work by Douglas Bemoyana to be done, but there is still hope to be back, because losing to KCCA and Vipers, anyone in the league can. So Wakiso Giants will still have a lot of ground to make up, but be certain, if you concentrate and work hard and focus, you will get the results you deserve, I think. Then there was a Bull beating up on Police 2-1, and of course Onduparaka coming down to Kavumba and beating up on Solitary Bright Stars by a 0-0, scored by who? Dudu Ramadan? Must have been, because he was man of the match. Talk me through those 2 games, Michael.
Yeah, first of all, I want to talk about the game of Bull FC. Aging, that is Police FC. For the very first time, I'm wondering why Abdallah Mobiru is failing to scoop a point out of the first 2 fixtures of the Uganda Premier League, and the performance of the boys down there, the likes of Odong, the likes of Brand Mururi Mayanja. He's one striker that I think in Ugandan football can score on a given day. He has all it takes. And today, when you look at all the strikers across the globe, you get to see that they have that kind of well-built body, which I think Brand Mururi Mayanja has, but is failing to utilize it in the Uganda Premier League, even where we have no VAR. Remember the likes of Lukaku, Mikael Antonio have that kind of built body.
And they can boss all the defenders.
Yes, they use it very well.
There was a time, let me go out of Uganda first. There was a time Chelsea had Drogba, Arsenal had Senderos. And Drogba bossed Senderos.
And Liverpool had Karaga. Oh my God. Kalamitas Karaga. Karaga was always giving Drogba the opportunity to score, and he was just a whisker away from being named the Karaga Highway whenever they went on to face Chelsea. Hope Brand Mururi can also utilize this when he's playing up against defenders like Livingstone Murondo, who does not have that built body. Maybe Bashir Asiku can stop you, but not Livingstone Murondo in the first fixture. Looking at the game they played up against Bull, I think Alexis Abidi had very good tactics in this this one, having edged Abdallah Mobidu, and it continues to create a couple of questions whether we shall see Abdallah Mobidu till the end of this season, as the manager down at Police FC, because remember, the Police FC side is also one side that always wants to see great results when it comes to the issue of scooping points.
Yeah, of course, you've not talked about Onduparaka against
yes,
Bright Stars.
Onduparaka against Bright Stars is also another one that is kind of tricky, because the two sides were just equivalent when it comes to the issue of performance on pitch. Yeah. But the lucky side took the 3 points. That is Onduparaka for you.
They were lucky and also better prepared. They arrived in Kampala on Tuesday.
Yes, that is great.
That is great preparations. Great preparations, eh?
Yes. And also the coach in Beka Mbowa, he's not one coach that I think in Uganda Premier League can pose a big threat. Yeah. But he's very good when it comes to the issue of giving you that ball possession football, because he went through the ranks of KCCA. He's been with Proline, and all the players that have been with KCCA in their playing times and turning coaches, turning managers, you can get to see that they have that KCCA style of play. Okay. They want to possess the ball just like we see Man City does, but at times they fail to hit the back of the net. So when it comes to the issue of the third half of the pitch, they have very many questions to answer there, but once they can stick to their style of play of possessing the ball 90 minutes, we can see a different result in match day 3.
Yeah, from wherever you may be watching us, we are looking this way because of a man who has put us in shape in these cameras, Nasa Mukasa. He works with Magic 100 FM, and today he's going to give you Saturday Mix. It's a musical show, but tell you what, it has everything. Gaya Funtula, make a date with him this night at Magic 100 FM, and our producer Eddie Mwesi, thanks a lot for whatever you're doing. We look nice, don't we?
We do.
Don't guys find here and ask, is it you I see on TV? When I tell them it's not me.
No, you have to be proud.
I tell them it's not me.
You have to be proud. I always let them know that I'm the one, and I always want to say hello to everybody that follows what I do, most especially in the world of sport. I can't forget saying hello to my designers, that is Lactic Sports. Thank you very much for designing me today. Okay. Hope you'll offer me a couple of more baseball jerseys as we...
because we've gone that way, let's thank everyone who has enabled us to get this kit.
Yes.
Lactic Sports, great to them. Of course, the Uganda Cranes kit on our set was given to us by a Honorable Naki Walaki Inji, Vice President of the Federation.
Yes.
Then we've got KCCA kit. KCCA is in action. We'll talk about it in a few. Madam Anisha Mohozi. Then Barcelona, there's a derby this weekend.
Yes.
The Classico.
One of the boring Classicos yet to be seen.
Okay, it's not yet happened. You already know it's going to be boring.
Yes, it's
okay,
going to be
then we've
boring.
got this kit behind me is a baseball kit in memory of a guy called Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson is one of the greatest ever African-American baseball players in Major League Baseball. Yeah. And it's his memories being honored this week.
That is why we have shirt number 42.
Shirt number 42 on the set for us from the Uganda Baseball and Softball Association. We also have kits promised to us because we need to appreciate guys. First, SoccerNet gave us a kit.
Yes, SoccerNet gave us a kit.
It's not here today. SoccerNet gave us a kit. Leon Senyange promised us a kit. Uganda Athletics Federation promised us a kit, and we shall go down there and pick those kits and put them here. If anyone of you is out there and likes their kit to be down here on Uganda Broadcasting Corporation TV, please just give us a call or come down to the gate, drop it. We shall say thank you very, very much.
By the way, we also have to call upon all the clubs down in the big league, in the first division. This is not only room for the Barcelonas, the SC Villas, the Vipers and KCCA. Even Katwa United can bring their kit, and we shall put it here. And we have
and we shall talk about Katwa. And by the way, on the kit we have behind us usually is thematic on what is happening on the day. Yes. So if Katwe, like Michael says, has a big game coming up for us, we shall put Katwe down there, and be sure if you're watching and starting the program, just look at the kit we have around, then you know what we're going to talk about.
Be it by the Black Angels,
absolutely.
Be it by the, however much they were relegated to the big league, still keep that poise in you and bring your jersey down here. We can represent Busia very well once kit is right here in studio.
Absolutely. So the Uganda Premier League continues today. The 3 games are happening about now. There's one in Tororo Buhinga Stadium, and it's going to be Toro against, sorry, it's not Tororo, but Toro, Fort Portal. It's Toro, the home team against Mbarara City. There's a game at the Philip Omondi Stadium down here. It's KCCA against Gaddafi. And there's another game in Bombo. Uganda People Defense Forces are playing the reigning champions Express FC that lost the first game to Arua Hills. Any assessment of the games? I know they're just happening now at 23 minutes, about there. Because it was a 3 p.m. kickoff for all of them.
One of the games that I think we must talk about, the mouth-watering one, is the one that Express traveled to play down in Bombo. When you look at Express, they are one side that are having a couple of woes in their camp. When you listen to the arguments between Waswa Bosa and then CEO Isaac Mwesigwa, you get to see that the club is not organized at all. And I will be very shocked to see Express FC scoop 3 points out of this one, because the coach was recently fined about 2 million. He's supposed to be paying 2 million to the federation because of alleging some few statements which I really think are unprofessional, and hope Waswa Bosa works upon this issue. I remember down in Sekafa Clubs Championship, still he was fined $3,000 US, which is a lot of money. This is almost salary for 2-3 players in the club. So if at all they are paying these monies for the coach's unprofessionalism, I just wonder why they don't offload the gentleman. However much he won the trophy for them, but he should be offloaded due to indiscipline. He's the gentleman that led to the exit of CEO Junju at Express, and now he's working upon the exit of Isaac Mwesigwa, which I don't think will be an easy hurdle for him.
Okay. Okay, the last time they traveled down to the Bombo Military Stadium, they lost military ground. They lost 1-0. Alex Kitata scored the goals in there. And this is a very, very fine test for Express FC. They've got to win this one. Otherwise, their fans will lose patience.
Kefa Chisala is down at UPDF.
Yeah.
And
is it Kefa? Yeah, it must be Kefa.
It is Kefa, and he was once at Express.
Yeah.
So he knows the tradition of square pass moto. If at all they come with their tradition today, we might see them get a shocker yet again.
Yeah, I've told you, Buhinga, it's going to be about Toro, the home team, against Mbarara City. Mbarara City are looking for their second victory after beating up on Bright Stars in the first game 3-1. Toro, it's its first game. They didn't play the opening fixtures. And of course, the other game, Gaddafi, is looking to get back from a loss to Busoga United, while KCCA looks to ascend after the victory over Wakiso Giants. Any comment from do you think KCCA? Gaddafi can upstage KCCA down at the Philip Omondi?
No, really. When you look at KCCA, I just love the fact that Coach Molebe Kwaso has managed to balance between the experienced players, the likes of Dennis Iguma, the likes of Benjamin Ochan and co. I just wonder whether he can still manage to balance the squad when it comes to the issue of experience and the issue of the young lads like Poloto. Because these young lads need to have self-belief. How are they going to have that in them? By giving them playing time, and that is how they can prove to you that they are worthy playing for the Kasasiro boys. But still, looking at the issue of their goalkeeper, that is Benjamin Ochan. Ever since his arrival, they managed to pick up a clean sheet in the first fixture. We're looking up to this one. And he was the
man of the match.
Yes, and we're looking up to this one. However, we've got a little downpour before the fixture started. Hope it doesn't affect the home team, but I think they have a great squad with vast experienced players, the likes of Yassa Mugerwa, who was played down in South Africa. He's back to Kampala. Iguma. We cannot underlook Gift Ali, who has been across different Uganda clubs, the likes of Proline. He's been at Police. He's now at KCCA. I just think he's one player that you can rely on when it comes to the issue of working upon the midfield problems. And then looking at the strikers in Sadat Anaku, Brana Hebwa, and Neymar. Charles Luanga, aka Neymar. All these lads can really put a great performance on a given day once given a chance to be on the field.
Yeah, as we come towards the end of this first segment of the show, Michael, in the next 2 minutes we need to talk about a man who is doing Uganda pride a lot everywhere he goes to, and that is no other than Joshua Cheptegei. Yeah. What do you have from his side? Yeah,
when it comes to the issue of Joshua Cheptegei, he's one Olympian that managed to give the Ugandans a lot of smiles, smiles from all corners of the country.
Irrespective of religion, political affiliation, and stuff like that.
It doesn't matter whether you're red or you're blue, it doesn't matter.
Or yellow.
Yeah, or yellow. It is all about about the Joshua Cheptege's victory. And this time around, he was nominated in the World Athletics Awards, and he's one of the nominees when it comes to the issue of the Male Athlete of the Year. This is the World Athletics Awards, not Africa. It is a global award, which I really think everybody should take part. I'm told we have 25%. We as the public.
We as the public, all we have to do is go down to various social media media platforms and retweet or like for Joshua Cheptegei. We contribute 25% on social media, then 50% by the World Athletics Council, in which we have one lady called Madame Beatrice Aikoro. She's a World Athletics Council member. And then, of course, the World Athletics family has 25%. But for us, we can play our part and try to ensure that man on your screen becomes the World Athlete of the Year. He's up in the first part of the section, up against 10 others, including the might of Eliud Kipchoge. And of course, there's another one called Mondu Duplatis.
There's also
tricky for us.
There's also another Olympian called that is Ryan Crozer.
Ryan Crozer,
yeah, the gentleman from the shot put. Remember, he's been undefeated all year through. He hasn't lost any game he went to, and remember, he put up a stunning performance at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics that just concluded. So he might be one gentleman that might pose
a big threat.
And great competition up against Joshua Cheptegei. But also the legendary marathon champion Eliud Kipchoge.
He's the worry for me.
Underlook.
He's the worry for me. The ease with which he won the Olympics marathon this year was unseen before. The largest distance between first and second ever at the Olympics. I mean, that man deserves a lot of mention, but it's that man we've got to be rooting for as Ugandans. And this, I tell you, first as we go for a break, when we get back, we shall continue with that, as well as the women's part.
But we need to teach Ugandans how to support Joshua Cheptegei in this voting, because this is one of the ways we can help him win the award. We need to utilize our 25%, 100%.
And why not go for the break, Michael Sefamalu? And when we get back, we shall continue with the discussion.
100%.
It's carefree,
100%.
It's a weekend. Let's rotate and go for the adverts.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of homegrown advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV value. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cap competitions. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Vaccinated today so we can get closer to the normal way of life. Echa COVID-19 chija kugwa.
Patriotism is a feeling of love, devotion, and the willingness to sacrifice for one's country.
I say no to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda. I serve Uganda. I sacrifice for Uganda. I'm loyal to Uganda. I love myself.
Be patriotic. Uganda first. This message is brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Co Uganda, Office of the President.
Welcome to the home of our stars. Come on in. We have our movies, gossip, reality, conflict, tulinane comedy. Basirebu bafebona live right here. Because no matter where you go, this is the home of our stars.
This year, as Power Magic Mix 3, we are delighted to invite you to see, experience and celebrate with us. Power Magic, the home of our stars. Multi-Choice Uganda is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Broadcasting Corporation TV, it's the score on extra, sorry, it's the score extra on the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation TV. My name is John Barnes Sentamon. The man himself is still in. You're still nodding your head.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm enjoying.
Okay, if you missed the first part of the show, we talked about local football and, of course, that Joshua Cheptegei in for the World Athlete of the Year nominated, and we need to support him. Michael Senfuma Luwandaga insists on how Ugandans can actually vote for him, explain to them why it's that way, and I'll tell them about a few of those ready for the female World Athlete of the Year.
Yes, in the first place, if you want to support Joshua Cheptegei, when it comes to the issue of winning the Male Athlete of the Year award down in the World Athletics Awards, you just have to get down to the World Athletics page or website, down on Twitter, down on Facebook, wherever you see World Athletics, you just have to like and retweet. Be it Twitter, you just have to retweet or like, and that is one way you can support Joshua Cheptegei. Remember, we, the public, have only 25% when it comes to the issue of our voting. We have 25%, and the athletics family have 25%. Then the World Athletics Council has 50%, in which I think we Ugandans have to utilize the 25%, 100%, and make sure our boy wins this award. It's only voting, just like we did for Eddie Kenzo when it came to the issue of the BET Awards. It was a matter of sharing, liking, and retweeting, and this is all we have to do for Joshua.
Please do that, and of course, just to tell you a little, you're free to do it for all these other girls as well, because in the women's category, there's a certain Faith Kipyegon. Kipyegon is a
Kenyan,
a very cross-town, cross-border neighbor, and that lady Sifan Hassan, and 10 of them in this first part. Like is the men's, there are 10 now. They will be reduced to 5 that will go into the final.
And we remind Ugandans, voting closes on the 6th of November.
Absolutely.
Yes, so we don't have a lot of time to vote.
It's not a lot of time, but well, we also don't have a lot of time for the Ugandan girls, the Crested Cranes, to return, to go down to Ethiopia and play a return leg against the Lucies of Ethiopia in a crunch Women Africa Cup of Nations qualifier.
Yes, in the first place, having won 2-0 at home down at the St. Mary's Stadium, Chitende, I just love the fact that we are going to head into the second leg with a chance, because all Uganda needs is a draw out of this fixture.
We can even lose to one.
We can lose to one, but this girls' team is not used to losing. They have a winning mentality in them, which was started up by Ayubu Khalifan, who was by then coach at under 17, then becoming coach at under 20. He has never lost. When it comes to my follow-up, he has never lost a fixture as the coach, as the women's coach. This time around, it is George Lutalo who is handling the squad, and he has Oliver Mbekeka onto the technical team. And Edward Kaziba, who was once at SC Villa. So you can just get to see how experienced our technical team is when it comes to the issue of helping out the Crested Cranes. But great performance from the likes of Retisha Nabosa. However much she picked up an injury after having scored for the Crested Cranes at Chitende. We are yet to know about the issue of her fitness levels when it comes to the return leg. The same applies to a young lady in Fauzia Najemba. She's another David Obua, When it comes to the ladies' side, she has great skill. She's so good when it comes to the issue of the crosses and the aerial prowess of our goalkeeper, Ruth Arturo. She's one goalkeeper that knows how to keep a clean sheet. If at all you want to be a great goalkeeper in this world, be it in the men's football or in the women's football, keep the clean sheet and everything will be done for you.
If you don't mind, I need to draw you back a little. You've talked about Sports Club Villa, and I had forgotten as we discussed local football that they're not part of the fixture rota. Why aren't they part of this? Because there is someone who's just landed into Uganda and watching the Score Extra, looking at you, look spot on. Tell him why mighty club Sports Club Villa is not in the fixture list.
Yes, Sports Club Villa is disorganized. And this is one reason as to why they are not in the fixtures. Remember, all clubs had a deadline to head for the licensing of the players and the distribution of the shirt numbers. Yeah. So SC Villa did not do the needful.
They've got governance issues, but they have a congress on now. By the way,
yes.
Let me help you.
And even FUFA gave them 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week
to organize themselves.
Yeah, especially it's about governance, but they've got to pay for. They've got to go to the polls by next month, 13th November. They've got to clear at least half areas of all that is supposed to be paid, and importantly, they've got to get a CEO, contracted CEO, because the federation banned the lady they had proposed, and Brenda Nambali is banned because she took football matters into court, and the man they proposed, Mohamed Bazirengede, I think is not yet officially confirmed, and that is the problem. It is one of the 3 conditions the federation gave them. But they have a congress now that is happening. I'm sure it's about to end down in Kigo, and I'm certain they're going to talk about all this when they do go for the elections and how they meet all the requirements the federation demanded of them. Otherwise, they will be out of the league.
Yes, but to a football fan like me, this beats my understanding. I just get to get into the corner and understand this as match fixing, which I don't want to go into detail. Okay. But if at all 15 other clubs have already gotten a game to play.
They're going into 3 match days?
Yeah, yes, we are heading into match day 3. However, Toro is still on match day 1.
Yeah, and Bull,
today.
I think.
But I wonder now, you want to introduce Villa after match day 4?
7 match days?
That will be total match fixing.
Okay.
And I just beg FUFA to keep Villa out of this Uganda Premier League season, and they write this down into their history. Yes. On top of being one of the biggest clubs in Ugandan football and a historical club in Ugandan football, they are banned until they are organized to be part of this Uganda Premier League season, because even the sponsors don't want to be disorganized. This mere fact that Villa is not yet licensed, the players are not yet given shirt numbers, they've introduced a new coach. However, the new coach is just taking the Saturday home, even without getting a match day.
So before we go into that is Medad Wegassegon on your screen. He's one of those that originally August 28th was part of the election process. He and Ambide Sebugwao were the ones that were lined. One of them was supposed to become president, but of course all pointers were towards that man.
This continues to explain to Ugandans out there how money can disorganize everything. Money has disorganized the Villa. It is now into the bracket of clubs like Ediofe, clubs like Mayuge FC. I wonder why money is disorganizing Ugandan football. All these gentlemen are chasing is the money that is going to be given to
as compensation for Villa Park.
Yes, as compensation
by government.
Yes, as compensation for the Villa Park, and it is going to be given by UNRWA. However, this money should not disorganize the club, because the club has been there before even the 9 billion that is going to be given to them. So I wonder why all this is happening, and gentlemen like Mandela, who have the love for the sport, are being disorganized. Because when I look at the two disorganizees, whom I won't name, they are not worthy the love Mandela has for Ugandan football.
Okay, but I'm certain many Ugandans like the awards and the Airtel Uganda Premier League, Uganda Federation of Uganda Football Association Awards are up and running. The nominees are on. Do you have any idea about, so do you want to tell any the Ugandans out there about who is in the men and women?
Yes, we have three Vipers players.
When it comes to
the issue of the gentlemen.
Which school did you go to? Tell Ugandans.
Yes, the mighty St. Mary's
Okay,
Chitende.
Vipers has 3 players in there.
But Vipers has 3 of them.
That is a fact, eh? It's not opinion.
Yes, whom
It doesn't matter which school you went to.
Yes,
You will talk of them.
but
as
it is a fact.
Yeah, that is a fact. Go ahead.
And this time around, we are taking a look at Bobos Biaruhanga
Okay.
and Yunus Center. I'm not forgetting Aziz Kayondo. I just think Aziz Kayondo shouldn't be part of this.
Aziz Kayondo is the luckiest Ugandan footballer I ever know.
Yes,
telling you the truth.
because even in the double header up against Rwanda, he was in there and he managed to put up a great performance, which continues
Do you
to...
know how many man of the match awards he has won?
It continues to whitewash Ochaya.
At the end of 20, he was man of the match many times, I think.
Even
more than once.
when we were at the AFCON, he helped us make it to the scooping of the silver medal.
That is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And he won many man of the, I think more than one man of the match awards.
Yes, he's very lucky.
He's very lucky.
He's very lucky. And this
don't
time
be
around...
surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
No, he cannot scoop this one because there is Yunus Sentamu who managed to win the Golden Boot of the Uganda Premier League.
Bobosi.
And then Bobosi, who managed to put up stunning performances for the under-20, for the senior team. At his age, he's managed to play game in, game out without even complaining of the fatigue. So I just think if at all it is not Bobos, it should be the Uganda Golden Boot winner. To complete the 5 is Shafiq Kuchi of Uganda, Shafiq Kuchi Kajimu of Uganda Revenue Authority, and of course Eric Kambale, that man that ensured that Express FC are the champions of the Uganda Premier League from last season. The women's, there is Ruth Atulo, there is Daisy Nakaziro, there is Fazila Ikwaput, there is Margaret Kunihira, there is Joan Nagai, there is a 5th. Yes.
Fifth. So there are 5 in the women, and it's going to be about still, I think, the same method like it's being done for Joshua Cheptegei down at the Worlds for these ones. You can also, I think, as Ugandans, you can go and contribute.
But the problem with Ugandan footballers, you go onto a social media platform and you look out for a Ugandan footballer, and you find he has only 5 people following. So you wonder how they are going to vote for them. But I love the fact that...
They'll work on that, I think. They'll work on that now that we've gone that way. Yes. They have no choice but working on it.
Yes, I love the fact that players like Bobosi have great Twitter handles which are running and are just good to go. The same applies to Yunus Sentamu. I'm yet to check out on Aziz Kayondo's and Shafiq Kuchi Kajimu's. But moving on to the ladies' side, I love the fact that Fazila Ikwaput is on to this one, and I just tip her to be the female footballer of the year because she put up stunning performances for Lady Doves FC when they were playing in that Sekafa Clubs Championship down in Dar es Salaam.
No, Kenya. It wasn't Kenya.
When they were in Nairobi.
Yeah, Nairobi.
However, they were knocked out by the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia in that semi-final duel, but she managed to put up great performances. And I tip her just like I tip Bobosi on the male side.
Yeah, from the Uganda Premier League, KCC is leading Gaddafi 2-0. Ashraf Mogome and Kasirie Davis. Kasirie, you doubted Kasirie. Must have been you doubting Kasirie.
Yes,
he scored 2 goals in 2 now.
I doubted
You
Kasirie.
still doubt him?
I still doubt him.
Okay, but he scored 2 in 2 now.
Because I also scored a goal during my academy days of playing. So how can I just get to
I'll not ask for proof.
Okay.
I'll not ask for proof because if you ask for proof, you may walk out of this studio.
What I'm going to do, John Barnes, next Saturday I'm coming through with my highlights because I'm tired of talking about my highlights. I want to come along with them and you get to prove just like the public out there has to prove.
Okay. Let's just get on our planes and go down to Europe, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to choose where we start from. But no, let's start from England. Arsenal beating up on Aston Villa 3-1.
Yes.
They look to be good to go. They are on 14 points like Man United, isn't it? And no longer one they can talk of to be in the bottom half of the table, at least as far as last night. As far as last night was concerned. Talk that game.
First of all,
Chelsea is leading Norwich by the time I checked on the phone, on the TV, 3-0.
First of all, Arsenal was one of the clubs 2 seasons ago that disrespected VAR. But just after that game, when they were taking on Aston Villa, just after that penalty, in the 48th minute, when they had added 2 minutes to the first half, they are now respecting VAR. And they just think VAR is right for every fixture. When you look at their performance, I love the fact that the gentleman in Mikel Arteta gave the 2 great strikers a chance to start this fixture. That is Aubameyang and Lacazette. Starting this one with a very high intensity, hence winning 2-0 first half. But people out there were asking themselves, why did the referee allow Aubameyang to take the rebound after the penalty was saved. Yet, during the new rules, you're not supposed to rebound if at all the whistle had gone of halftime. But since the halftime whistle hadn't yet gone,
it has, you're right.
Yes, since the halftime whistle hadn't been blown, we just had to see that
rebound. Still game on.
Yes, and we took it to the 48th minute. However, in the initial decision from the fourth official, it was supposed to be 2 minutes of added time in that halftime. So we had to see the signal of the halftime end at the 47th minute mark, but we didn't see that, and we just had to listen to Chris Foy, one of the legendary referees in the English Premier League, and what he explained is what we are explaining right now. Taking a look at the entire game, I love the fact that the coach
there are bigger games than Arsenal. Coach, you talk about Chelsea is leading Norwich by 4 goals to 0.
But that one took Arsenal to similar points, just like Man United.
Yeah, it's
14.
But they're not the biggest teams, clubs in the world, especially this weekend. In context of this weekend, there are some clubs that are bigger than them. Let me tell you, Gunners, that Chelsea is leading Norwich by 4 goals to 0. We are at minute number 62. Mason Mount, Hudson Odoi, Maurice James, and Ben Chilwell scoring the goals for them there. There will be other games today in the Premiership, but the biggest of them all this weekend, Man United against Liverpool. Michael.
Yes. When you look at Man United up against Liverpool, this is a fixture that I think Man United might not survive. However, we've seen them win in the Champions League just during the midweek. They won up against Atalanta, and it continued to explain that they can still believe in themselves. However, they can be 2 goals down. They can come back and win on any given day or up against any other time. But looking at Liverpool, out of their last 6 fixtures, you can get to see that they are unbeaten. They've only managed 2 draws and 4 wins. Out of the 4 wins, they also have a win up against Atletico Madrid, one of the best defending sides
in the world.
Yes, having the best defensive coach. But here comes the Man United, which has defensive woes. Harry Maguire.
The battle against those two. The battle against those two.
Yes, the battle against between the two. I just think Cristiano Ronaldo cannot have a battle up against Salah. But it is just a battle between the two sides, because Cristiano Ronaldo has written lots of history.
It's an injustice comparing him with mentioning him in the same sentence.
Yes.
With Mo Salah.
However, even
Liverpool fans will walk through the screen and take your T-shirt.
However, even Mo Salah is an African god, putting up great performances for Liverpool in 5 different fixtures. He's managed to score a beauty up against Man City, and he did score a beauty up against Atletico Madrid. So you just get to see that he's one player that has great composure when it comes to the issue of playing up against big sides. But Man United, in their last 6, they have only won 2, drawn 1, and lost 3.
Okay, that is it. That game will be on tomorrow at 6:30. It will happen about 1 hour and 15 minutes after the Clásico has started in Spain. It's Barcelona at home against Real Madrid.
Yes, it is also another big game everybody needs to watch out for. However, in this one we shall not have the Lionel Messi, the usual billboard boy when it comes to the El Clasico. Lionel Messi won't be in this one for the very first time in a decade, because he's been in El Clasicos almost for a decade or more. But this time around, taking a look at the entire Barcelona camp,
Chelsea is leading 5-0.
Oh my God, they're just making wonders up against Norwich, and Norwich is one side that has always suffered when it comes to the Premier League. But also, taking a look at the El Clasico, Barcelona is one side that is finding problems when it comes to the issue of scooping 3 points in different matches, game in, game out. If at all they win in the Champions League, they cannot put up a great performance in the La Liga, which I think this time around will be questionable. Taking a look at the coach's selection when it comes to the team, he will be without the likes of Araujo, one of the boys that have always put up great performances, the likes of Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele is injury prone. I wonder why they don't offload him and
to the wolves of this world.
No, let him go to Watford. Let him go play with Ranieri Claudio, and he could be of use maybe in Norwich or Watford, be it Crystal Palace. He can be of use there, and not at Barcelona. He won't be into this one. The same applies to Martin Braithwaite, the Danish striker, whom they signed from Middlesbrough last season. But they have a chance to smile because Sergio Kun Aguero is now fully fit and he will be in this one. So we shall see a battle between two great strikers, that is Sergio Kun Aguero and Karim Benzema for the Real Madrid side.
Okay, the other fixtures for you in the La Liga are those on your screen, and we've got to go to the Serie A, where there's a big game still tomorrow. Late in the night, 9:45 Ugandan time, we shall have Inter Milan against Juventus. Michael.
Inter Milan does not have any injured player. That is great news for them, and it is an headliner when they head into this one, because Juventus won't be without their great boy in Paulo Dybala. The Argentine midfield maestro won't be in this one because when you look at the injury picked up in the last two fixtures when Juventus was playing, you can get to see that they will miss his services. And then we cannot also quit without talking about Mathis De Ligt, one of the greatest defenders in Italian football today. He won't be in this one. So Juventus have a lot to do when it comes to the issue of partnering Chiellini and Bonucci, the two vast experienced defenders there. I just think their experience is good, but they cannot handle the pace of Lautaro Martinez, Barrera, the likes of Brozovic. They are too pacey. So I wonder how the two great defenders in Bonucci and Chiellini will work out on the issue of pace.
I think you only fear to add the great and aged. But anyways, there will be another game in Italy. It's going to be Roma against Napoli. Napoli lead the table. They've played 8 and won 8. Jose Mourinho used makeshift guys, lost by miles in the Europa League game, Conference League game, but he explained to the owners of the club that the reason he's doing that to prove to them that he only has 11 players that can actually compete. The others are only feeders. But talk about that game in 45 seconds and we leave.
Yes, in 45 seconds.
That game happens at 7 p.m. tomorrow.
I'll let the world know that Napoli is unstoppable this time around. Even if it is a Juventus coming their way, be it a Roma.
That striker, Victor Osimhen.
Yes, Osimhen, the Nigerian. Is so good, and then the gentleman in Lorenzo Insigne, the Italian, is also so good when it comes to the issue of creating assists, and not forgetting the towering defender Khalid Koulibaly. Yes, he's one gentleman that can always stop. But we cannot live without also proving to the gentlemen out there, or football fans out there, that Jose Mourinho is the name we can talk about when it comes to the issue of AS Roma. Living along the Mkhitaryan's of this world, the Tammy Abrahams of this world, the El Shaarawis of this world. It is only Jose Mourinho you can talk about. He's the gentleman that can make the difference in this fixture.
Okay, that is all we had time for. From me, John Ban Sentamo, the rest of the team in Kampala, especially this young man, Michael Senfuma Luwandaga, are the guys that make us look nice. When you find us on the streets of Kampala, you don't know it's me. Nasa of Magic 100 FM. I've told you, Saturday Mix, a musical show that comes to you and it will rock. He will give you all the results as they have happened from today, the games that are on. But of course, our producer, Eddie Mwesi, you've been wonderful for us, and the guys that give us kit, thank you very much. When the person that gave me a call, Tendo Cheyune, you're very, very great as well. Michael.
Yes.
Say bye to Ugandans.
Okay, I want to wish all Ugandans a very great weekend, and let's go down and enjoy different fixtures that will be played. However, I tip you to go watch the Barcelona win up against Real Madrid.
It's a weekend.
Let's rotate.
And we're out. Bye-bye.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly. Until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of home ground advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV value. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cup competitions. GoTV Uganda, love it.